I would very often go to 770 to wait in front of 770 because when the Rebbe would finish davening, he would walk home to his home. And then I would be able to see his holy face because I could never see the Rebbe any other place. So I was one Shabbos walking to 770, and I noticed the Rebbetzin Chana standing by the door of her apartment building. Now on Shabbos, she never went out in the sunshine, and she was standing not in the street where she always did. She was standing by the door of her house, and I got very worried because she usually doesn't do that. So I went over and I said, Rebbetzin, good Shabbos, do you need anything? So she tells me the following, that this Shabbos is the Shabbos before the wedding of somebody that's very close to her. We call it the Ufruf, when the Chassan is called to the Torah before his wedding. The Kala has a Shabbos Kala, and that Shabbos is called the Shabbos Ufruf. In many shuls, people come, the family comes to wish Mazel Tov, and they make a Kiddush. And in places where women have a place to make a Kiddush, the women are at the Kiddush too. But in 770, there was no women's section. So the Rebbetzin said, I so much want to wish the parents of the Chassan Kala Mazel Tov, but there's no way for me to come to 770. So I want to go to their store because the Chassan's mother owned the fruit store that today is on Presidents and Kingston called Raskin's Fruit Store. The mother of the Chassan owned the fruit store. So the Rebbetzin wanted to go to the fruit store to wish Mazel Tov to the owner of the store. Now here I am, I'm 14 and a half years old. I don't understand what she's going to do on Shabbos to a closed store. But that's what the Rebbetzin wanted. And then the Kala belonged to a family called Lipsker, that they owned a grocery store on the corner of Union Street that today is called Khan Superet. Then so she said, I want to go to the fruit store and I want to give my blessings to the owner of the fruit store. And then I'll go to the grocery store and give my blessings to the owner of the grocery store. I remember thinking this is so unreal, so surreal, but the Rebbetzin wants it. So I put my arm under hers. I walked her across the street, and she stood in front of the closed fruit store. And she closed her eyes, and she was davening for about 5 minutes silently. And I was witnessing something so surreal. And then she said, and now let us go to the grocery. We went to the grocery, and of course the store is closed. It's Shabbos. And she did the same thing. She closed her eyes and very quietly was giving all her brachas to the owners of the grocery store in honor of the wedding of their daughter. And then she said, and now please walk me home. I walked her home. And instead of going to 770 to see the Rebbe, which I originally planned to do, I ran home because I needed my mother to tell me, what did I just witness? I witnessed something so surreal. My mother should explain it to me. And my mother, so off the bat, said, don't you understand? The Rebbetzin has so much Avos Yisrael. She wanted to wish the parents. So there's a way to wish in a ruchniistic way, and there's a way to wish in a gashmiistic way. She couldn't go there personally, so she went to this store, which is owned by the parents, and gave over in a spiritual way. She gave over her blessing. I remember that I didn't tell the story to anybody for years. I thought nobody's going to believe me. But many years later, I started teaching in high school, and I just blurted out this story. And suddenly 3 girls come running over because they're grandchildren of this fat couple. And they said, we never heard the story. I said, I never shared the story because I don't know who could believe it, but it just came out. So now I'm sharing the story because I told it so many times. Next